mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Thank you so much, Drew. Please hit that thumbs up as you guys are rolling in. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Babbler Neil. Thank you so much as well. Let's get started.
I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like a fluke. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you breathe. Let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is August 18th, 2024. It is 4:21 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Apologize for being late. You know, tardiness is I don't like tardiness, but I didn't want to reschedule it for 4:30 and sometimes if YouTube does send out a notice, if you're lucky enough for YouTube to send out a notice and you reschedule it, it sometimes won't do it. I don't understand it. But nonetheless, thank you for being here. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. So thank you for your time. Got a lot to talk about today in the Sebastian Rogers case. A lot going on last night. TikTok Tony. Yes, Christina. Principal's office I go, right? Was came up on Brittany's channel, and I've never. Thank you, Nancy Joe. I've never spoke to Tony online, on a panel. or ever, just ever. And I know that uh, people don't really care for him in general. And you guys know how I feel about TikTok Tony because, I told him last night how I felt, uh, mainly because of Trevor. Um, you guys know that Trevor's a friend, and I know Trevor's character. Uh, yes, Mohawk, I do believe he wasn't telling the truth on a lot of things, um, or his truth, whatever you want to call it. 1 second. Sorry about that. But I just kind of wanted to tell him the way I thought about things last night. However, I was driving today and I was thinking there is a lot of hostility in this case. There's a lot of anger toward one creator, or not creator, rather, well, that too, but one, you know, toward Seth or toward Tony or toward um, Chris and Katie. And, I don't agree with a lot of things Tony says and some things that he has done. But I'm not the one who has to put up with him. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, because, I do support Seth. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading something. Yeah. Trevor Lee is definitely not T Rev. Um, and I do support Seth. Again, you guys know that I haven't agreed with, and probably the thing that I have disagreed with him most on is Trevor. Um, because I just know you don't get, you really cannot find a better person than Trevor. You really just can't. Um, especially for his age. He was the kid then. I don't like calling him a kid now because I think sometimes you can be more mature than your age. Trevor had to grow up quickly. He lost his dad at a very young age, and that so did I. It's very impactful. And I think so I don't like when everyone calls him a kid, but maturity is about, you know, um, being able to express yourself when times can be tough, and doing that in a logical, non childish or childlike way, which people need to take note of. But anyway, so, I was driving today and I was thinking about this. I support Seth. Doesn't mean I agree with everything Seth does, but I know he's an innocent man. And that's the only thing that I really, at the end of the day, if we're here for true crime and justice for victims is all that matters, or it should be for people in true crime, right? He hasn't done anything. And there's so many rumors. Um, just the rumors of I just was last night, I was people were asking me just and I'm glad that they were asking me, uh, you know, ha people were saying, Seth was out of work for 3 hours. You cannot leave your job for 3 hours. I mean, it's one thing to say something, and then it's one thing to do it, right? But right, Carmelita, right. And for me, it's not about liking really the person. It's about, did they harm this child? Did someone harm this child, um, to the point of he is being hidden or destroyed? It's very hard to say, but it's true. And I think I keep getting distracted. I was driving and I was thinking about Seth, and I thought, I don't really care for Tony for whatever reason. But if it brings Seth some comfort, why do I care? Why do I care? Why do I care? I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's good content. It's not good content, but I guess it's good content for some people. Uh, to say that he showed his junk on screen, meaning Tony. You guys know I have said this since day one when it first came out. I don't really feel that it's someone's junk. I just don't. And God, it makes my head spin. Why in the hell is people more concerned, especially straight men, um, are more concerned about Tony's junk than about finding a child? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Sebastian Rogers is a missing human being, right? He's a missing human being. And because it was over a child's picture. Well, Mike, that's I mean, there is nothing there that was in color or anything that would suggest that it is someone's I mean, w- then call the FBI, if it's that concerning, uh have them look into it. Have them look if the video was edited, if it wasn't. But I don't give a wooden nickel about Tony or anything like that. I just don't. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, he may have been in the bathroom. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't see it. Uh, I don't see it, Mike, but I do think Tony doesn't tell the truth on things. You know what I mean? But what I don't understand is people making bigger deals out of someone that chooses whether I like him or not. I try to separate every single thing and see them as they are, right? And I mean, imagine going up imagine going up to a human being of a missing child. I wouldn't do this to Katie or Chris. I wouldn't do this to Seth or anybody else and say, I don't like your manager. I'm going to like, I think you should get rid of him. I mean, that's my opinion. But if it finds him some comfort in his whatever he's going through, it's not my decision. It's just not my decision. Now, when it comes to Tony, I think when he brought that one young guy on there, I don't know who he is. Uh, please don't mention any names in chat if you do know it. Uh, I think he believed him for everything. I don't think he's been good. Oh, Mike, I agree. I think we're all frustrated because of the no updates. Absolutely. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I want to thank you so much, Shelly, for gifting 5 Pearl. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that, my dear. And I'll be the first to say, and I've said this from pretty much day one, that I don't believe Tony is the best for Seth. But it doesn't mean I'm going to be a straight up asshole to him if he is willing to sit down and have a conversation. Life and YouTube, sorry, uh, should be more than just getting up on a screen and blasting into someone. Like, does anyone have any manners anymore? Decency? You know, it's fine to say your opinion. Fine to say your opinion. But there's some decency that's needed as well. Right? Oh yeah, Cher was all over him. We all work a little differently, you know what I mean? Um, Tony is the only person who put out that Sebastian was texting Katie's mother. Yes. Yes, exactly. And that's exactly right. And that's awful, Mohawk. Thank you, wannabe Sleutin. That's awful, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think he is the best for, you know, my opinion. But I also, you know, who am I, you know, Seth and Katie are the biological parents of Sebastian Rogers, right? And we don't have to, we all think differently. Um, we might vote differently. We might parent differently, but there still needs to be a level of, I don't know, of just letting people be free of, their opinion, but with some decency tied to it as well. I it's to me it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's not the message. Sometimes it's the delivery, and I think that's what people get, crossed wired with. Yeah. Um, it's I just don't understand like how we feel like it's our business who Seth's picks. And that goes if Chris and Katie are working with someone, that goes for them too. And you guys know how I feel about them, right? They are doing with what they want to do. Now, it's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Now I think people know more in this case. You guys know I think that. But none of us know at the end of the day what happened. We don't. And sadly, law enforcement keeps things really close to the vest, especially TBI. And in my opinion, it doesn't help them much in some cases because they're never asking for the public's help. But when no updates, just a little update, right? Just getting in front of the microphone, saying something, let us know that you're there, that you're, you know, still working hard, right? It's one thing for the news anchor to say, still working hard. And it's another thing for them to, you know, do a press conference and say, we're not giving up, you know. And, one thing that I do agree with Tony on is one question. Can they say that they are closer now than they were the day Sebastian went missing. Right? I think that is amazing. Thank you, Cynthia. Um, I don't know. I just think, if we want to, I know the reward fund has been a big thing. I think it's a good sentiment personally, but I don't think it, I mean, I've really never seen a reward fund. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of like petitions and reward funds. They just never go anywhere. They just never go anywhere. We need a beep beep mother chicken for Shelly. All right. Beep beep mother chicken.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
To the lesser fight, my body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Thank you so much, dear Shelly, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, Jin Jin. Tony should be banned from YouTube for being false and too scandalous. I don't know about being banned, but trust me, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of TikTok Tony. Yes, thank you. Drew, application has been approved. But if YouTube banned people being false or scandalous, there would be 80% less people on YouTube, and there would be no congressman or woman on YouTube. Certainly no one ever running for the presidential White House, and be just telling you. So, well, it might be I mean, truth is a good thing, right? But that is where character matters. That's where character matters. It's only technically against the law to lie to someone, right? A police officer, in court, you know, those things. Um, so, it's we live in a democracy, and it's, just is what it is. Uh, I think, it's sad in today's world that people will do or say anything. So, uh, it's not tit for tat. It's not. It's not. And that's why I think he needs to be gone. But that's not my decision. That's the thing. It's not my decision. It's not any of our decisions. And, you know, why is, I mean, hey, Brittany, can we not speak about, um, the things that actually happened to Sebastian? This kid was literally crying out for help. And he was failed. He was failed. Right? Yeah, Melissa G, I agree. I don't, yeah. Yeah, Brittany had a good life. I had to go to bed early because I had to be up early. But the fact that Tony hadn't even seen that was Kelsey, that was weird. Um, and I wrote in chat when he said that he didn't even see the flashlight video with the car or whatever. And I'm like, oh, Tony, please don't say that. Please don't say that, dude. You've not seen the car video? You know what I mean? I just couldn't understand how you've like I have combed through that interview more times than I can count. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think Tony wants to give a media trained answer, but that wasn't the time for a media trained response, that's for sure. Because that's like one of the key, it is concerned. You're right. One of the key factors, in my opinion, of this case, right? It's one of the key factors. I mean, at 3 a.m., we have a whole hell of a human being driving in that neighborhood. And then we have someone jogging or walking pretty fast back to the car, right? And then we have an individual running back. So I don't know why he gave that answer. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any freaking sense. It is. It is. And so I'll be honest with you, when he said that, and then after, the answer that he gave me about Trevor and that, I was just like, you know, I don't, I understand. I feel like my point of where I stood with him was pretty settled at that point. But again, it's not my decision. It's just not my decision. And I think a lot of people like the distraction on Tony more than they do of the things that is happening in the case, right? That I think that there are people that would rather us talk about Tony than speak about that video, speak about timelines. Yeah, Tina, and that's exactly what I do too. I think I've always said that I don't think Seth needs anybody to speak for him. He does a fine job for himself. There can be no other great advocate than a parent, right? A family member. And not only, in my opinion, was Sebastian failed, but in my opinion, Katie is continually failing. Showing his wang on TV. What do you mean, Jinjin? Thank you for that. So weird he didn't see the video. Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's concerning that a mother, Justin turning game after the vigil, CP threatened Seth and they demanded they work together. So in my opinion, Tony hired by CP and Kathy to derail Seth. I mean, I usually don't, I don't, that's a little, I don't have any, there's no proof of that. You know what I mean? So anything is possible at the end of the day, but is it probable? That's what I always say. That's exactly right. Well said, Daisy. Well said. Right, MJ. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, to me, the most concerning thing is the obviously Sebastian is missing, and there's a mother that's not doing a damn thing. Not doing a damn thing. Right? People's like, well, she could be doing it behind the scenes. Okay. Well, what's nobody's seen or heard of anything. Right? That's what's concerning to me. How can a mother? Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Jim Jen, as well. Thank you, my dear. Seth loves. Yeah, of course, Seth loves. And listen, I believe, and I've said this as well, I believe Katie is hurting too. I believe Katie is in I think she's gotten lost in this. And I think the number one common denominator, right? Common denominator is CP. That is the common denominator. That's what it is. I don't think Tony will talk about specifics of the case. Well, I mean, I think Tony probably shouldn't talk about specifics. I don't know. I take that back, maybe, but I think once that thing happened with that TikTok guy, and the guy went down there and said that that the police had talked to him and all that, he twisted. And Tony just lapped that up I was like, holy hell, I can't believe, you know. Yes. Yeah. Yep. I think it seems very sterile. I think their home was very sterile as far as any sort of, you know, nourishing love in the home, right? I mean, if you have to have allegedly cameras in your home for an autistic child eating, you're demented. You're demented. You're demented. You're demented. Lovebirds, thank you, my dear. Thank you for last night. You were amazing, by the way. Thank you, Justin. I really loved how you said how you feel last night. He wasn't going to answer questions about what we asked to say. He never watched the light video is unbelievable. Love you for always being honest and being. Thank you, my sweet lovebird. Really do appreciate that. Thank you for your support. It's very sweet. Um, but I wanted to also get his perception on why he thinks he is taken the wrong way, or a lot of people take him the wrong way. Um, I'll be honest with you. My opinion is, when he came in there, that he influenced Seth. And I remember his first interview of him saying, we're going to get things. What did he say? I don't want to quote it now because I can't remember. But it was something to the effect of, we're going to clear house and we're going to get things straightened up. And then I thought, it's not how you do it. It's not how you do it. You need as many people helping you as possible. Investigators regarding his son's, missing. I have done protests that I would never do now, personally. But it brings awareness. But if you're asking for it to do something for the case, it doesn't. It just doesn't. And that's the God's honest truth. It brings it to the news. Other people might hear about it. And it can be, if it's done right, it can be a good event for, speaking about being an advocate or, doing your part. But as far as it changing anything in the case, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. I hope that they're not going there. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's about. If you choose to go, that's, I support, we as Americans, we have to support protest. Because in protest, someone always disagree. That's why there's a protest. That's the whole point. But, you know, we don't necessarily agree with the protest, but we understand what protesting is about, right? So, um, yeah, I support Sebastian. That's why I've honestly tried to keep it about Sebastian 100%. Um, for death to stay out of sight and out of mind. I think she is hurting, and her military training helps her control her emotions. It's a hold on, MJ. How do you what do you mean it's a matter of life or death to stay out of sight, out of mind? Because in my opinion, respectfully, she should be like when it comes to your kids, you're more concerned about their where they are, what they are doing, and you will literally lay down your life for your children. Full stop, right? That's what I mean. It's just it is not, when you have a child that is, you know, hurting or, something's wrong. It's an instinctual, run toward it. Run toward your child. Find them. I don't I mean, I thank you, Sonia. So maybe an alcoholic was which complicates. She's maybe an alcoholic that complicates matters. Um it's not that that's just not a I mean, I understand what you mean, Ollie, but um I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Um Listen, you would walk to the end of the earth for your kid. Right. You would walk through hell for your kid. You know. Oh, Sebastian might have a flashlight, right? Oh, look. There's some like flashlights outside. No, 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 no. Not that. I have an official statement. This man has hell and high water. Exactly, Misty. Getting rid of someone doesn't fix relationships. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fix the relationship. But that's something CP has done his whole life, right? Breezy, I'm late. No, you're okay, my dear. Thank you so much. Yes. I mean, let's just talk about it a second. CP has gotten rid of everything that doesn't listen the way he thinks someone should listen, love, or feel, right? I've got the quote of him saying when him and Katie got together. I'm going to find it right here about the things that this mother chicken got rid of. bear with me 1 second because you'll want to hear this, because I'm going to make a point on this. I'm pretty sure this is it. Let me. Oh, that wasn't it. Bear with me. Anyway, he talks about whenever him and Katie got together, Sebastian had two cats. And Katie decides to get rid of them. One sec. Damn it, I want to find the quote. It's aggravating me that I can't find the quote. But oh, okay, here it is. I found it. I kid you not, with Sebastian's love for cats is so strong that still to this day, with me and his mom started dating, that the cats, and I'm allergic to cats, so mom made the choice to get rid of the cats so we could continue to keep our life moving forward together. And still to this day, Sebastian will never let me live that down. Right? Got rid of the cats. Like everything CP wants to get rid of, right, around his life. Thank you, Wanda. He does. He does. If there's a troll, mods will take care of him. It's not a big deal. And he said Sebastian still wouldn't let him live that down. Well, I don't blame him, because yeah, Juanita, I'm allergic to cats, and we feed them this special food that they make, and it really, really helps the allergies. And there's this stuff you can buy. Exactly, Jen. Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate it. Like a typical narcissist control freak, he's a dime a dozen. But then it wasn't enough, right? It was, how many dogs did they get? How many dogs did they get away? Do they even have their Morkies now? You know, the ones that scratched or bit or was roughhousing with. Do they still have those? I don't know. They don't have the snakes that CP is the one that brought them in and let Sebastian have one, took it away, right? Took it away. And also the people with those snakes said CP lied, and they kept the snake just because they knew Sebastian loved it. But that was never the deal. I've got the clip on that. Thank you so much, friend Marshall, for your continued support. 3 months. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Right? And then if that's not enough, started throwing out his stuff, started throwing out Sebastian's stuff, right? If you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to throw your stuff out, and then I'm going to make you carry it to the trash. And then while that was going on, in my opinion, he's telling Katie to say, "Oh, listen, don't want him around my child." Then there is don't want, then he's talking to CP, or CP's talking to Seth. He's the one in the middle. Right? So there's that. Yes, Holly. Exactly. Exactly. It's more like a crane operator type than Chris is more like a correctional officer. They switched it roles. I heard an interview where Chris and Katie was talking to law enforcement the first day about selling jewelry and going on vacation. Um, to be fair, I don't think that was Chris or Katie. That was allegedly the Bowerfoots. Justin, I thought, could he want anything in the home that distracts the attention from himself? Very good point. Very good point. Katie stayed with him through all of that, and she chose CP over her son before he disappeared. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Certainly did. Certainly did. I found a couple things where I told you I was going to, that I was looking for the other day, and I didn't get to show you guys. This is Melissa from her February 27th at 5:52 in the morning. Thank you so much, Wanda. Thank you, my dear. Good to see you. Appreciate you, my dear. You're very kind. Love you, sweet Wanda. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. Thank you again, dear. So okay. So Melissa says, "Hey everyone, this is my nephew. He is high functioning verbal autistic. He walked out of the house in the middle of the night with his glasses, a small flashlight, and no shoes. We have been searching since 6:30 a.m. yesterday. They are searching the 10 miles around his house, but I am worried that he may gotten in the back seat of the car, fell asleep, and woke up after someone got to the job and got out of the car. It's possible. I'm just trying to think outside of the box to help find him. Oh, it's just so hard. You never know how these kids think. Please keep an outlook. Thanks." There is a lot that creeps me out about this. Number one is the next day they're saying that he walked out. Yeah, 5:52 in the morning. Yes, that's another thing, right? But they're saying that he walked out. know that he walked out in the middle of the night with his glasses. Why say his glasses? I mean, that would be, the glasses is him. You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge part of, like you think about Sebastian, you think of his glasses because he has to have them to see. I mean, if he didn't take his glasses, right, and he didn't take his shoes, he definitely wouldn't have gotten far because it would be hard to get somewhere during the winter months when it's cold or cool outside. Being autistic, especially feeling things different and not having your glasses on top of that, right? I mean, I don't think I would get very far without my glasses and being barefooted. Or no idea. Oh, that explains the flashlight. Right. So at 5:52 in the morning, she's writing this. A small flashlight. Oh, wait. He walked out of the house in the middle of the night with his glasses, a small flashlight, and no shoes. That's, it's so random, to say flashlight, a small flashlight, his glasses, and no shoes. We have been searching since 6:30 a.m. yesterday. Please tell me how that is possible, y'all. These are the issues I have. These are the issues I have at the end of the day. Why are these people stating the weird things? Right? Why? A small flashlight and no shoes. Guess what? Well, there's some type of flashlight in the backyard. You would be jumping for joy. Yep. You would be jumping for joy, heaven, glory, hallelujah. If you saw someone coming from the home area, the common area from your home with a flashlight. But that's not what they do. Say, that's not anything. And even Eric Craddock says it could be of some evidentiary value. This is a bit of a pickup mystery vehicle, in my opinion. I agree, SL. There is, Veronica. There's something weird in Mayberry. I'm telling you. Something weird in Mayberry. I'm telling you, y'all, something's wrong. Yes. He left with the flashlight, but discount a flashlight why are you discounting it? Yeah, he left with the flashlight. Oh my God, guess what? KK and CK and whatever. We found a video of, in the backyard. Right? Oh my God. And what happens? No, Chris, grunting. No, let me make an official statement. Right? Let me make this official statement. I'm trying to show you something. That's nothing. Nothing at all to see here. Right? But CP and KP may not be interested. But that doesn't mean everyone else is not interested. The pack was at the house before the police are up. And that's weird. That's weird to say. I mean, why did Mrs. Bauer why did she say, mods, if there's someone creating havoc in chat and they're just, if they're voicing their opinion respectfully, that's one thing. But if they're just being, just block. I don't know who it is, but just block if they're being just completely feral. In my opinion, the whole family was involved with this disappearance, not Seth, but the Proudfoots. Okay. Can one of you text me and just see who it is, and I'll try to find it. I don't know who. Don't mention names in chat, but give me 1 second. I'll see if I can find who they're talking about. I have. I don't see who anyone's talking about. Maybe someone just text me. Oh, thank you for that. Okay, someone just sent me this. Ooh, this is interesting. Roughly 23 seconds. Dispatch says caller advised when they woke up he was not in bed. Oh, that's interesting. Let me see this. All right. Credit goes to missing in plain sight. 1 second. I want to show you guys this. Someone just sent me this. I've heard of it, but I want to make sure. 23 seconds.
What's happening? Your 15-year-old male is not in the bed. Temper Court, 1008, Temper Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male is not in the bed. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their...
Oh, that's interesting.
08, Temper Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male is not in the bed.
Caller advised when they woke up this morning, they got out of bed. Yes. Denise, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you, sweet teas. Sweetie peepies. Not in bed. Yes, but it's they. It goes back to the boom shakalaka. It goes back to we would have heard it, right? We would have heard it. There's a lot of people talking to Chris, a lot of people Chris saying, we would have heard that, meaning if Sebastian jumped out of the window. There's nothing that will convince me otherwise until. And not too far after that, it says he was home by midnight. He was home by midnight? Well, we love you, Denise. Thank you for being here. Yes, we all the way home is what I always say, because Katie's always like, and he was, and he was, and he was. And then Chris says, we would have heard that. We would have seen that. Right. And then this as well. What time did the neighbors see the lights go on and off in Sebastian's room? And it does mesh with the movements, one light running back to the house. I don't know. I don't know the times on that. I don't. He wasn't to be home by midnight. Okay, let's listen to that. Let me drop Missing in Plain Sight's link here. Want to thank Missing in Plain Sight. Damn, hold on. Damn, son. That's what one of the video games says.
We have white male, 3 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
Was unsure exactly what was said next. Was gonna be in the home before midnight. That was me, Flickery Foot. Yeah. Slow it down. Come on, guys. Hit the thumbs up. And if you don't like me, pretend it's the middle finger. Okay? Come on. Please. Come on. All right, I'll slow it down. Not too slow.
Black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
Oh, yeah. You're right, Mohawk. That's the last time he was seen in the home was at midnight. Thank you. He wasn't inside. We love you too, Carol. I just heard they found woman missing D. Warner. Yes, Barbara, we did a live this morning breaking that case as soon as it happened. Oh, thank you, Bo.
All the doors are locked at this time.
Yeah, all the doors are locked. Yeah, now the Hatter's Madness. Yes, thank you for clarifying that, because at 11:30, that is when the lights went off in Sebastian's room, and then it went off in another room. And then that is when they see this figure, possibly in the so that is when, like, it said they saw someone's figure. It could have been in the living room, but most likely the dining room. And that's when Chris says a lot of things, that's kind of like I guess their common area was their kitchen table, laundry room, maybe. That figure could have been looking for the car. Well, the car, it didn't happen till about 3, right? Yeah, living room is in the back, but it's still right there connected to the dining room, right? And there's a window right there. Next, they will be blaming alien abduction. I'm surprised they haven't yet. Do you think KP was sneaking CP out of the house the morning she left to go search? KB could have got him and took him to the vehicle, but then he would not have been at work. I think that I don't know. Sometimes I think he wasn't at work at all. And that is why he might have gotten in trouble with what was going on with his work, right? Remember, he said, my job is up in the air. Remember that? St. Jude's Products does not work weekends. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. He was not working that weekend. I mean, that is a no-brainer in my opinion. Do I think the Thomas message was a fake? I don't know. Has anyone talked to Thomas? And if they have, do they have it on video or audio? Didn't Sebastian forget the key code to the door after putting the trash out and used the garage? I seen something that the Proudfoods continuously change the key code to the door. Hold on one second. Hold on, guys. That's bizarre. Okay. He would have knocked the door or rang the doorbell. Listen, he's not going. He's not going to walk out of the door. He's just not going to walk out the door. What was a latchkey kid. Yeah, he didn't like to go outside. If they continually changed the key codes for the doors, they had cameras too, in my opinion. Well, tell me this. Why in the hell wouldn't you answer if you had cameras in your home or outside your home? Tell me why. Because if you didn't, you just say, I didn't. And if you do, you say, yeah, I do. That's it. That's it. You know, when it comes to your child missing, yeah, latchkey is it's an old term. Yeah. That's what it is. I mean, they dispose of the cameras. Latchkey kid is the child. Yes. To hide movement. Sorry, in my late 50s, they did till they threw him that night. Are children and were responsible for self-care. Okay. All right. So let's what I think is very important is this. This. Do y'all think something went on in that backyard? Seems like there was a lot of activity in that backyard. That night, right? Seems like they're interested in putting something together, if you ask me. Right? Very, very interested. And what direction do they have that point? Okay. That's very interesting the way they have this set up as well. In my opinion, that boy walked out of the door. He was running for his life and going to the school, in my opinion. If that boy walked out of the door, he would, yes. Yep. That's the only way back. I agree. That is the only way Sebastian would do that. The house would have to be on fire, running for his life, or something. They were seeing the outcome of their actions and they were saying nothing. Yes, exactly. Oops, where is this at? Magnificent. Yeah. You know, Chris stated in one of the interviews, I got back to Nashville, I believe it was later in the afternoon. He now says it's about 1:30. Right? About 1:30. Justin, do you call who the caller was that seemed to know? I haven't talked to them in a couple weeks. But they don't know, everything because some, people won't speak, but some will. So, Yeah, he changed the time. He changed the time. Yes, and he moved out of the trailer park. The hell's wrong with you, Christopher? What is wrong with you?
Christopher! Oh, Grace! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher!
Give me sugar, water. More, more, more. More, more.
Oh, your skin is hanging off your bones.
Oh, yeah.
Edward, your skin is hanging off your bones. Edward. Never gets old, Carmelita says. I actually go back to Nashville, I believe. It was later in the afternoon. Seemed like, and he also says that, what does he say? That he talked to police all morning long. All morning long, folks. Right? He had to be very busy that day. Right? Some of the questions that I have. I would like to know when Chris cleaned out Sebastian's room. What did you make Sebastian remove? Christopher, yes. What did you make him take to the trash? Those are important things. Now, Seth says that, you know, his room was ransacked. Yes, Flickery. Yeah, we do. And that there was like food wrappers under his bed. That 17 hours he was missing is very suspicious. It is extremely suspicious. It's extremely suspicious because you were there approximately less than 48 hours. And you have to go back. That's 3.5 hours away. And the night you call, that night you call Nina, according to Nina. And she says he was in a different mood. Nina says, I've got to tell the court because we have court Tuesday. And that's when he screams, we're not going to have fucking court Tuesday. Guess he knew that. He says that he hit Sebastian with a belt for forgetting his belt or lying to him that he forgot his belt. Do you think that was worth the physical discipline? People, especially children are forgetful, especially someone who is missing a chromosome and has autism. They process things differently, and even physical feels differently to them. So why hit him over forgetting something? And this is the reason people lie, especially kids, but they feel like they're going to get in trouble. That, right? You feel like you're going to get in trouble for saying you forgot your belt. Forgetting your belt should not be someone hitting a child with autism. Oh, me either, Wanda. Me either. But that should not be a reason to hit him. Why would Sebastian leave with no shoes? The shoes are beside the door. It was 26 degrees or 46 or 196 degrees. I don't care. If he walked by himself off by himself with barefoot, no jacket, missing, especially shoes, wouldn't he have gotten frostbite? There's no evidence of him leaving or being on camera anywhere in the neighborhood. Right. Walking somewhere that would be this cold is going to hurt like a mother trucker. It's going to hurt like a mother trucker. And Sebastian would scream. He's going to scream. Guys, I'm going to play this. I need to tinkle. I'll be right back, and we're going to talk about something.
Okay, so your master bedroom is on one side of the house and Sebastian's room is on the other side of the house. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you have a third bedroom that I believe you keep for your other daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that Faith? Is your other daughter named Faith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where is Faith's bedroom as it relates to Sebastian's bedroom?
It's in the back side of the house. Sebastian's bedroom is
So
in the
it's
front side of the house.
okay. So his bedroom is away from Faith's bedroom and away from your master bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Sebastian's room on a top floor or a ground level?
We have a ranch style house. It's a 1.5 story, so everything is flat, and then you have the bonus room above the garage.
Okay. So his is on ground floor, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That morning, was there any sign of a break-in through a window, a front door, a back door, a sliding glass door, anything at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No sign of forced entry. Was anything taken from the home at all?
Not that we could find anything. We couldn't find anything missing.
I want to circle back to Sebastian's shoes regarding if anything was missing. Do you have a burglar alarm?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a ring?
I just noticed that. It's amazing I can watch it. Did you see how she paused on that one? Do you have a burglar alarm? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. I just install them, train new employees, and am a installation technician for them. No, ma'am. I wouldn't have one in my home. You know, I don't like that technology these days. Just don't care for it. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. But ma'am, it came with an alarm when the house came. They don't have a burglar alarm well, ma'am, they have one now. Ma'am, they do. They got one installed, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Sure did, ma'am. Yeah, Katie's like, yes. The snacks to the ma'am. Snacks to the ma'am.
Doorbell cam.
No, ma'am.
I just installed those too, though. I wouldn't have one of those in my home. I might have one in for snacks for the the child getting up at night, God forbid you need a snack, ma'am.
Okay. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
Oh, that good point. Good point. But Nancy, we do have a Life 360. That's so suspicious, isn't it? That's a little sus. KK has a 360, right? CK has, or CP rather. Why do I keep calling him CK? CP has a 360. Sebastian has a 360. Who else has a 360? Bowertoe has a 360, right? Bower Tooth has a 360. They all have a 360. And they all have, the latest of everything and the greatest of everything, but the whole pack has a 360. Yes. Yeah, maybe Calvin Klein of might be the Calvin Klein of what? Maybe Cranes. He's the Calvin Klein of matrimony. That's what he is. The Calvin Klein of matrimony. He's a matrimoniist. He's a serial matrimoniist. You know what, CP? You can kiss our matrimoniist. Is what you can kiss.
I have.
Kiss my
I have
matrimoniist.
not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement.
I just now noticed that too. Nancy asked him a question and she said, "Would you be willing to?" And he didn't say yes. He just says, "I have offered and I have told that it was not needed." Mm. On many occasions. Many occasions. If there are no bulbs in the floodlights, did the neighbor's camera pick up them taken out? Nana, the thing about the cameras is there really doesn't need to be any much light because it can see through the light. It makes everything look like a greenish gray. That's a good. That's interesting. We should have a Nancy Grace eyebrow watch. You've started a trend, Teresa, and you don't even know it yet. You have started a trend. We are going to watch Nancy Grace's eyebrows. Nancy goes like this, one eyebrow up, you fucked. Right? She does this, you're really screwed. Right? She looks expressionless. She just got Botox. Nancy Grace, I'm really mad at you. You don't look mad. You sound mad, but you don't look mad. Just got Botox. Can blink my lips right now. Oh, God.
Because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
What does her cup say? Hold on. What does Nancy's cup say?
Law enforcement, because of my whereabouts.
What does her cup say? Can anyone read her cup? Damn, what does it say? Let me see if I can zoom in. Does it say I swim with manatees? What does it say? I swim with manatees? My whereabouts? It doesn't say snacks. Swam. Swam. Nancy's cup says, get new glasses. Well, I mean, if somebody's on a phone, could you zoom in? See if you can read it a little bit. I think it does say I swim with manatees. I'm pretty sure it does. That's the thing. It's a thing I can see. Yeah, it wasn't crystal clear. It doesn't say sugar water. Sugar water. Sugar water. Oh my God. Janice, I forgot. I didn't forget. I'm sorry, I missed it. My dear, we need to give Janice a round of applause. Thank you for gifting a pearl necklace. And if you received Janice's pearl necklace, welcome to the Strand. Really do welcome you. Please give Janice a big thank you. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate your support. It keeps it going here. So thank you. Or I survived manatees. Could be. It could be. Yes. Justin, he always says Nashville when it's 26 miles away, 19 miles to their home address. Yes. I swam with man-eaters, probably. Right. Or I swam with a man who likes to tease. Could be that.
I did not need one.
I understand. Miss Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
No. Oh.
Those
How did Nancy respond to that? She knows.
I did.
Miss Proudfoot. Did you pass your polygraph? Where's the vodka? I need some more of that shit. Mrs. Proudfoot. Good Lord. Is that vodka behind you, Mrs. Proudfoot?
Those questions out of the way. Was Faith in the home when Sebastian went missing?
No.
No, ma'am.
Does anyone
Chris spoke up on that.
else have a key to your home beside your immediate family?
No.
No, ma'am.
You see, in my opinion, they don't lie, in my opinion, on certain things, right? Like they're answering the truth on those certain things. Like nobody has a key, right? He couldn't have went out the back door, couldn't have went out the side door. All of this. I drank coffee. Sorry. That's how I go when I drink coffee. I was really tired when I first came live.
That night, Miss Proudfoot, at midnight when you went to bed, what did you do until midnight?
Tell us.
I had been reading a chapter that I needed to, and I had been talking to my husband on the phone. I was falling asleep on him, so that's when he told me it was around midnight. He told me.
I wish Nancy, I know she didn't want to run him away though, right? But you were, well, I mean, what were you reading, Lori Ingalls here? I mean, tell me, what were you reading? You were reading a chapter for school of what? How to uninstall a camera, perhaps? Allegedly? I mean, was that what it was? KK? How to not get the shit shocked out of me while I install this camera. How about that one? Right? How to jam every mother chicken camera in this neighborhood. Right? Right. I don't know. How to walk like an Egyptian in the dark of night in my neighbor's backyard, allegedly. Walk like an Egyptian.
Told me is go ahead and put the dogs up and go to bed.
That's such an old song. So I know some of y'all might not even know it. I was listening to that earlier in my car. That's why I said that.
And that's what I did. I got up, put the dogs where they sleep, and then I myself went to bed.
Where do they sleep?
They have a big pen.
A pen, is it inside or
They have a big pen.
a pen?
It sounds like she said they have a pig pen.
Is it in?
They have a big pen.
A pen, is it inside or outside?
Inside.
Inside. That reminds me of another question. Do you guys have a motion sensor light or lights on the outside of your house?
Yes, we do have lights on the outside of our house.
Did they?
Oh, look at Nancy. Did they activate? Unlike your wife, who should have activated her ass off the couch, is what she should have activated. Activate yourself off the couch. Whenever you heard this thud, And Chris should have heard it too.
Activate that night.
They're not motion censored. We have lights.
Were
but
they
they're not
on that
motion
night?
censored.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Were they on that night? So the lights were out the whole night?
Yes, ma'am. We don't typically turn the floodlights on.
Interesting. We don't typically turn the floodlights on. What the hell are they for, right? You know, your neighborhood's dark as shit anyways, right? No street lights, right? Why do you need, who needs floodlights when you have floodlights and you don't use them, right? We just, we just use the little solar things, right? Those kick on by themselves. Too busy in my chapter and talking to my hubby.
Were there any lights outside the house on at all?
Just my little solar lights that we have in the garden.
There's
Yep.
2 lights on the side of the house above the garage that are on at all times.
Oh, yeah, those are on.
I'm telling you, Katie, I need to teach you how to act better than that. Oh, yeah. They're on. Oh, yeah, those are on. Right, Mrs. Bowerfoot? Get on with it, Miss Bowerfoot. Is that what the cue card says? Is that what the cue card told us to say? Oh, okay. Yes, Nancy, those are on. They are on. Jesus H. Christ. Come on. She can't even act right.
2 lights on the side of the house above the garage that are on at all times.
Oh, yeah, those are on.
Oh,
Side of the house above the garage that are on at all times.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, those are on.
oh,
Oh, yeah, those are on. Oh, yeah, those are on.
You see, this is a picture of Nancy right here. Bullshit is what she's going to say. Bullshit. Mm-mm. No. Bullshit. I can't with her. It's ridiculous.
oh, there's a light above the garage. It's on at all times.
There's 2. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those lights were on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me, which lights? I mean, they've got lights in the backyard. They've got lights on the side of the yard. Some are motion censored. Some aren't. Some are, solar. Some are nuclear powered. Some are light switches. Some are always on. Some are never on. Some are only when they turn them on. Come on.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I heard you say earlier, Mr. Proudfoot, that your neighbors have been very, very forthcoming
What's
with
the
their
name of
Ring
the
camera
prosecutor in
info. And I was
Yes,
trying to determine if any lights were on, what, if anything, they may have caught. But I understand from your previous interviews that nothing of any evidentiary value was caught. And also, in another statement you gave, I understand that the video of
You just made me think of something, Shirley. How can Katie be saying she's sleeping and studying at the same time? I just figured it out, guys. Maybe she was doing a sleep study. That's what she was doing, a sleep study, right? To see how good she sleeps. That's what she meant, y'all. She wanted to do a sleep study. A sleep study. Got it. That's what it was. Sleep study. She didn't get up till 11:30. She told the neighbors. Am I okay? I hope so. I drank a really big pot of coffee.
The 2 flashlights, and I'm saying that with air quotes, that's not exactly what that was at all. We now don't believe that 2 flashlights were observed around your home. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're very correct.
Okay. Question regarding your vehicles. Ms. Proudfoot, what make and model do you drive?
I drive a Infinity SUV.
Year?
2017.
Very correct.
And sir, what do you drive?
I drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
Year?
Watching.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021, I think.
I drive a 2031 diesel. Sugar water diesel. It runs on sugar water. None of that ethanol sugar water. Just sugar water. Listen, you are a straight heterosexual man. And you don't know what you drive. Justin, you like me on Brittany's last night. Too much Nescafe. Well, I've been not drinking coffee of the morning lately. And I think the coffee has gotten to me. Do you notice he shaved his beard to look like really? And he still didn't give the right year of his car. His truck, sorry. I just want to see what it sounds like in slow motion. Bear with me, guys, just for
So your Infinity SUV was parked in the garage or
Hold on.
outside?
What did I?
So
I remember off the top of my head.
I think. Mommy, what is it? You pay the insurance on it. Tell me, Mama. Mommy Toe, tell me. You pay the insurance on it. Mommy, put the cue card down. You know better. You pay the insurance. Mommy foot. Mommy foot.
So your Infinity SUV was parked in the garage or outside the garage that night, Miss Proudfoot?
In the garage.
In the garage. And Mr. Proudfoot, your vehicle was on location in Memphis. Is that correct?
Correct.
Shit, sorry, I was muted. In my opinion, I just noticed something. CP makes expressions on his face after he makes a statement. And he does a thing with his mouth. Kind of slightly, I don't know, puts it in place, maybe. Puts it in place. He does something with his mouth. I can't really, but watch after he says correct.
Okay. In Memphis, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
He tightens it. Correct. Very subtle. It's around here. He does that. I think, in my opinion, there is something going on.
so there's only one car at the home. Is that right?
There was actually a work vehicle in the driveway at the time as well, but it hasn't moved. We can't give out that information because we don't have permission from her work.
I don't
That's the
understand that.
word.
What?
About the make and model of the vehicle.
I have a work.
Yes, he purses his lips. Like when I talk, it sounds like a purse falls out of my mouth. But when Chris talks, he purses his lips when he's lying, in my opinion.
Van that was also parked in the driveway.
Why is that? If it's out in the driveway where people can see it, why is that privileged information?
We just don't have permission from her company to divulge that information.
Have you asked?
No, ma'am, we have not. Nobody's asked us
So
that
that
question.
was.
Yeah, we don't have, that big old, sign that they would love. They would love for their name to be blasted across national television. They don't care, trust. It's free advertisement for them. Right. This is national security. Yes. Yes. Cannot divulge that information. Look at Chris. HIPAA. HIPAA.
Okay, so You have a work van. Question to you, Miss Proudfoot, what do you do for a living?
I am an installation technician.
On what? What do you install? What do you install? Cabinet doors? Right? What do you install? What do you install? You know, hubcaps to a car factory? Do you install hair pieces? Do you install flooring? Just an installer of all installers.
That night, was the work van blocking your driveway? Could someone go in and out of your driveway?
Oh, you know, Mama Bowerfoot did not like that question. Christopher, read the cue cards. Stay on script.
The van is parked at the back of my driveway, so someone can pull in, yes.
Got it. Do you park your Infinity SUV in the garage or outside the garage?
In the garage.
In the garage. Do you have an automatic garage door?
With the clicker.
Right. Do you leave that up or down at night?
Down.
Could anybody lift it up? Like, is there an on and off button outside, or do you have to know a code or have the clicker to open it?
You'd have to know the code or have the clicker.
You would have to know the code or the clicker. Yeah, she's boxing him in. Yes. He can't go out this door. He can't go out that door. He wouldn't go out this door. He had to have a key to this door, and he had to have a key to this door. He's scared of that sound. The camera would seen him on that. Then how the hell did he get out? They look terrified, Lisa. In that one. Betty. I'm on fire.
Does Sebastian know the code?
My eyes twitching from Captain.
Not to the garage door, but to the man doors.
To her man doors.
Not to the garage door, but to the house doors?
The regular door, yes.
So is there a code to get in your home, or do you use a regular key?
There's a code.
And he knows that code?
Yes, ma'am.
Question. I'm just trying to figure out how he would have gotten out, or if somebody came into the home.
Mm-hmm.
Could they have gotten through the garage door? No, unless they know the code or had the clicker, which they did not. Do you lock your doors at night?
Yes, ma'am.
Could he have left on his own through those doors?
He could, yes, ma'am.
But I heard in another interview where Mr. Proudfoot said he was not a, quote, wanderer. He didn't wander around. He had never left the home before on his own. Is that right?
Correct. We haven't had issues with him running or taking off in the past.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions.
So that's the whole question, right? Trying to make Justin, I thought he only knew the codes to the front door, and she just said the back door, both. What the heck? Well, he couldn't lock the door from the back door because the back door has to have a key. I think she means to the garage, maybe.
Home before on his own. Is that right?
Correct. We haven't had issues with him running or taking off in the past.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions regarding the doors. Do you have any home surveillance, anything at all that would have given us an idea or a clue if the door had been opened or not, or a window?
That's security information, and we don't want to let people know that if our house is secure or not, because you know we're not privy to that information. HIPAA. You know something, KK? If you hadn't already known, because you install security systems, it would tell you what doors were opened, how long it was opened, what time it was opened, all the above. If you had just had a security system. But you know what? You have cameras inside, allegedly. And those cameras have speakers. But where are those cameras? Sleep study and a mattress tester in the garage. Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
Not directly from our house.
Well, then from where?
That's what we were hoping, that neighborhood Ring cameras and may have picked something up.
Gotcha. I want to go back to that night. You said you were up till midnight. You were reading something. What were you reading?
A chapter for school.
A chapter for school. Are you in school?
I was, yes, ma'am. I've since dropped my classes for the time.
Yeah, she's in school. She just don't enroll. Allegedly. What kind of school? Installation school. Give me some sugar water in a crystal clear glass. Eh, 2021. Yes. Nancy right there says her give a damn is busted right there. That look.
What are you studying?
Business administration.
Gotcha. Where do you go to school?
DeVry.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate inside the home, and you go to bed. Did you check on Sebastian at that time?
I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently.
Chris just got uncomfortable, or he's got to flee. Oh, he's getting to be silver right there. Silver.
Only throughout the night, because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
Earlier you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
You want to rewind it?
A thud.
Go. I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
There's no speaking about him what, like, he went home, he went to his room, and he stayed in his room, and then she told him to go to bed, or he said he was going to bed, but she doesn't mention ever seeing him again. She never says his name. I think it's too confronting for her to say it.
Earlier, you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
Just
She never mentions time throughout the day. There's not a time what time they woke up. There's not a time what time they had breakfast. There's not a time what time they left, what time they went to the bowling alley, what time they went to the store, what time they came back to the house, what time they left, what time they went to dinner. None of that. The only times you will hear is the time where, in my opinion, where they need an alibi to be. Yep, we had a good day. He got home, said goodnight. That's it.
a thud.
A thud.
A thud. You stated that you said, look, I don't care what you're doing in there. Go to bed. Is that right?
I was on the couch, which is near his room, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? And he said, no, ma'am. And I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
Okay. This leads me to the story change number 1. We now hear a thud. In this interview is the first time we hear the word thud, right? She says she let him stay up a little later. Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? He said, no, ma'am. Well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep. Was he not going to sleep? You already let him stay up past his bedtime. Whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep. Did Chris hear her say that? If you heard something in your house and you said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? And he said, no, ma'am. And you said, okay, knock it off and go to sleep. And you're on the phone with Chris. Naturally, that's going to start at least a momentary conversation is, what, you hear something? Or, is he not asleep yet? But it was just a thud. I do believe she heard a thud, but I don't believe the story. I do believe a sound happened. Hold on. Let me see Chris. Let me see Chris.
Whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
He blinks right after that 3 times.
And I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
So you heard his voice at 10 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea what the sound actually was?
I do not know.
If he were to go out his window, what would he step on?
Mulch and bushes.
Did you say mulch or mush?
Mulch.
Mulch.
Mulch. Okay. Got it.
Because Chris says we'd have heard it. We'd have heard it.
Has he ever gone out the window before?
No, ma'am.
Is his room on the front of the house or the back of the house?
Front.
Front. Do any of your neighbors' ring cams point toward your house? Could they pick that up?
They do, but it's so dark that they can only see it. After it gets so dark at night, they can only see certain things where there's light.
There doesn't need to be light. Okay. There doesn't need to be light. You can be in a building with no windows and no light, and it will still see. You are wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Did I mention wrong? Sorry.
I thought there were the two lights on.
On the opposite side of the house.
Okay. Can we talk about Sebastian's shoes? Why are you convinced Sebastian left without shoes on? Or are you?
Well, the reason that came about is because all of his shoes are accounted for inside the house still.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
How do you know what clothes he was wearing?
The clothes that we described are the ones I saw him in when he went to bed.
That morning, you woke up at 6.
Who's breathing
Clock.
so hard there?
That
You hear that? Is someone snoring there? I don't think I submitted the emojis yet. I just need to submit them flickery. I've got them. I just haven't submitted them yet. I've already made them. I'll do that. I need to remember that. Yeah, I think they forgot to take those. Sounds like an oxygen machine. Well, could be. It could be. Dog snoring? No. I'm sure they got rid of them. I mean, it's Christopher after all. You know, he doesn't keep anything. I mean, what the longest he's ever kept anything is what, 6 years? Isn't that the longest relationship he's ever been in, is 6 years? I mean, look, when you look like the wholesale version of the Wish Bob Vila, you know, you got to get married every 6 years. Just, you know, times are changing. They are what they are. You know, just is what it is.
That morning, you woke up at 6 o'clock. Is that the normal time you wake up?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a heavy sleeper?
Off and on.
Do you take any medication at night that would make you sleep?
No, ma'am.
But you heard nothing.
No vodka?
I did not know.
So we know he is alive and well at 10 p.m. At 6 a.m. He's gone. You say he's never left before. Is that right?
Correct. He's never run off before.
And could I confirm, where was his bio dad at the time he went missing?
I believe he was at work in Nashville.
Had there been any family argument or altercation prior to him going missing?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Profit, when did you leave town?
Early February.
Listen to this, y'all.
So you had been gone for days before he went missing. Is that correct?
Correct,
Weeks.
ma'am.
Had you visited home since you left?
You said from when I initially left.
Yes.
He acts like it's a hard question to answer. Yeah, Erica, they look like they've just been like deer in headlights. Yeah, he acts like, but Katie says correct, or Chris says correct, and Katie says weeks. But listen, watch this.
You visited home since you left?
Doesn't answer.
You said from when I initially left.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I
Very good point. Very good point, Lisa. He says initially left. Initially left. What do you mean initially left? He confuses even Nancy on this one.
came home February 26th, the morning I was told that he was missing. You said from when
See, this is the thing. This is how I believe he's very good at this. He's very good at this, actually, because he says, I came home the morning I was told he was missing. That is a true statement. That is a true statement. He actually did come home the morning he was missing, or the day he was missing, right? But did you come home between after February 5th and before February 26th? And he says the morning he was missing as well. Yes. At first, in the beginning, the start. Yes. And this is the thing. You can ask, which I'm still not convinced he did a polygraph, to be quite honest with you. I'm not convinced. He would have certainly done one for Nancy, in my opinion. Because you can ask them to reword how it makes you feel comfortable. A lot of people don't know that. You have the right to ask them to rephrase or reword that. Very good at semantics war. And so therefore he's not lying. Mommy Foot clears her throat in this question.
I initially left.
Yes. Before he went missing. Is that correct?
Correct,
Weeks.
ma'am.
Had you visited home since you left?
You said from when I initially left.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I came home February 26th, the morning I was told that he was missing.
From
Yes,
the time that you left for the
yes,
job?
ma'am. I came home February 26th. Guys, I'm sorry, I got to rewind
In
that
Memphis?
again.
You said from when I initially left.
What did Nancy say?
So you had been gone for days before he went missing. Is that correct?
Correct,
Weeks.
ma'am.
Had you visited home since you left?
You said from when I initially left.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I came home February 26th. The morning I was told that he was missing.
He didn't answer the question. He did not answer the question. Why can't you just answer a simple fucking question if there is no deception needed? You don't need semantics. You don't need semantics. And Katie's over there like, uncomfortable as hell.
From the time that you left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I was home. I can't give exact dates. Law enforcement.
Yeah, you can say you're home, but you can't say when you were home, because a child went missing in your home, but you can't say about when you was at your own home of the days and weeks that led up to Sebastian going missing. Exactly, burnt popcorn.
Has told me not to provide exact dates, but I had been home multiple times prior to February. And then I left early February and then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
So you were not home from the time you left early February till Feb 26. Is that right?
That's right.
Correct, ma'am.
Listen to that, mother chicken. Listen to that. Now listen to what Nancy says.
And then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
So you were not home from the time you left early February till Feb 26. Is that right?
Correct, ma'am.
Where were you living in Memphis?
He can't give exact dates of the days that he was there, but he says he wasn't there from February 5th to February 26th, but he can't give you exact dates. Narcissists can't ever give a straight answer. Christopher, what is wrong with you, Christopher?
I have an RV trailer that I stay in at an RV park.
You know what? I think that's one of the reasons he was staying down there in that RV park, is because perhaps maybe he wasn't supposed to be at the home.
RV park. Okay. Following back up on that morning, you search the home, Miss Proudfoot. Then you get in your vehicle and you start searching. Did Sebastian know how to drive?
No, ma'am.
Was your car in the same location when you woke up that morning as it was the night before?
Yes, ma'am.
Has your car been searched by police?
Multiple times. Yes, ma'am.
have scent dogs looked at your car?
Why would they be looking at your car multiple times? You are just a wilting violet. You don't know what happened. Why are they looking at your car multiple times? You too, Calvin Klein. Huh. Why are they looking in a dump in another state? Oh, Valerie, they're looking for stuff, yes. But trust me, we're possibly split up, and this was
Yes, ma'am.
So your car's in the same place. You get in the car, you start looking in the neighborhood for him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that point.
Okay. Question: who called 911?
I did.
You did.
thank you, PM.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
time?
Without looking at a call log, I can give you the exact time, but on or about 6:20.
And had you guys been talking on the phone before 6 a.m. or did you initially call Mr. Proudfoot at the time you realized Sebastian was gone?
I called him when I realized Sebastian was gone.
Have you guys been out looking for Sebastian?
What do you think they're going to say, y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
We
come.
were given information that you guys have left the home. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I'm going back to work.
You're going back to work. What about you, Miss Proudfoot?
And I'm not going back to work. Not yet, at least.
Did you leave the home also, Miss Proudfoot?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
To accompany my husband going back to work, and then I'm coming back.
Okay, when will you be back? Do you know yet?
No, not yet.
Are you concerned about being away while the search is ongoing?
Absolutely, I am.
Then why are you going?
Because my son could be anywhere, and we're looking everywhere and anywhere.
Are you concerned being gone while your son could be out there? Absolutely. Then Nancy says, well, then why are you gone? Well, because my son could be anywhere or everywhere or anywhere or something like that. If he walked away barefooted, how likely is it that he got far? You're not going somewhere, or you don't. They know, in my opinion, that he's not coming back. Listen, Meep, if Katie thinks that she's going to keep a man a serial matrimonialist that is going to stay with her and be faithful to her in sickness and in health. She's got a very disappointing road ahead, in my opinion, because the odds are so stacked against her. I mean, can you imagine being the, the fifth or sixth wife and being like, "Oh, he loves me. I'm different." No, not going to happen. No. I find it odd that call this she would call the stepfather first instead of the police when she noticed Sebastian was missing. Yes. It's insane. Yep. Yeah. Such a he's such a lion. Arr, right? Except he's a different kind of lion in my opinion. He's ridiculous. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I've got things to do. I've got to be bright and early at work in the morning. Joy, 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 joy. Thank you all for spending time with me. Really do appreciate it. Could have chosen to be anywhere in the world, and you chose to be here with me. Thank you so much. I will be live again tomorrow, Lord willing. If you are an early bird, meaning 10 to 11 ish, in around 10 or 11 Eastern Standard Time, I may be alive. I hope I'm alive. I may be live then. If not, I will be live, Lord willing, tomorrow evening, about 5 p.m. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Take good care of yourselves. Good night. Really do appreciate you. Thank you to my mods, members, those who donated, keeping my channel going. I really do appreciate it. Can't do it without you. I love you all. Thank you to every single one of you that was here today, telling your opinion. Your opinion is important. We don't always have to agree, but nonetheless, it is still important. God bless each and every single one of you. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get out of here because my damn thing is not working. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Having a little technical difficulties. Thanks. Thanks, Calvin Klein. He'll be like, thanks, Twinkie Toes. Little Twinkie Toes, little lipstick boy, you. What's wrong with you, mother chicken? I can't get out. My end button is no longer here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll stay here and do my nails. Put my perfume on. Dolly, you're welcome. Love you guys. I hope I can get out of here. I don't know. Maybe it ain't working. Thumbs up for everybody. It's I don't know what I'm going to do. My end button is not here. Well, Lord have mercy. Okay, maybe I got it now. Love you guys. Maybe. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Am I still live? Okay. Something's wrong.